Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, guys. If you've been paying attention to the NFL news cycle lately, you've probably noticed some whispers, some murmurs that are starting to shake the foundation of the NFC East. And no, I'm not talking about just another injury report or a minor roster move. I'm talking about a blockbuster trade that could redefine the landscape of the division, and it's happening right in front of our eyes. That's right. The Cincinnati Bengals, currently sitting at a disappointing 2-5, are making a bold move, and it involves a player that could have massive implications for the Washington Commanders. So what exactly is going on? Well, the Bengals, who have struggled offensively this season, especially with their attack averaging just 22.4 points per game, are looking to shake things up. They've decided to trade Chris Olave, a young and explosive wide receiver, to the Commanders in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-round pick in 2025. This move, which at first glance might seem like just a roster shakeup, actually signals a much deeper strategy from Cincinnati, cap relief, and a rebuild. They're shedding around $11 million in salary cap space, giving themselves more flexibility to address other needs, particularly on the defensive line where they're still lacking. But that's where it gets really interesting for us, for Washington fans. Because Olave isn't just any receiver, he's a game changer, a deep threat, a player who can stretch defenses and create mismatches. At just 25 years old, Olave is fast, precise, and a proven playmaker. Standing 60 and weighing 187 pounds, he's got that rare speed that makes defenses nervous. His PFF grade of 86. 4 over his career shows he's not just a flash in the pan, he's a reliable, high-caliber receiver. And this season, despite some injury setbacks, he's been making waves. Up until late October, he's accumulated 28 receptions for 412 yards and 4 touchdowns. His yards per reception sit at an impressive 14.7, and he's averaging 2.3 yards after the catch per route. That's solid, especially when you consider the kind of vertical threat he poses. What's more, Olave's impact goes beyond just raw stats. His ability to excel in play-action situations and his proficiency in vertical routes make him a perfect fit for a team like the Commanders, who are looking to elevate their offense and take some pressure off their quarterback, Sam Howell. And if we look at the bigger picture, Olave's presence could be a game-changer for Washington's offense, which has been somewhat inconsistent this season. Adding a receiver who can consistently stretch the field and create big plays could be the spark that ignites the entire unit. Now, let's zoom in a bit on Olave's profile. He's a speedster, a true vertical threat, with a top 10 separation rate of around 3-4 yards this season, meaning he creates a lot of space between him and defenders. His catch rate is a very solid 88%, and he has only dropped about 3.2% of his targets over his career. That's impressive for a player who thrives on deep routes. Despite a limited sample due to a quadriceps injury earlier in the season, Olave bounced back in Week 7 with a 112-yard game, reaffirming his ability to produce when healthy. His air yards, the yards gained on passes thrown in his direction, have increased by about 14% this year, emphasizing his role as a vertical threat. The Bengals, on the other hand, are motivated to make this move. They're struggling in many areas, and their offense, led by Joe Burrow, has been inconsistent. Burrow's QBR of 85.4 isn't bad, but the team needs more explosive plays. They have Chase, yes, but they're lacking that second receiver who can consistently stretch the field and keep defenses honest. Olave, with a contract worth around $45 million and a cap hit of $12 million in 2026, becomes a valuable asset. And for Cincinnati, trading him away isn't just about cap space. It's about acquiring draft capital to rebuild, especially on the defensive line where they need more impact players. For the Commanders, this trade could be a turning point. Olave, paired with Terry McLaurin, creates a duo that defenses will have a hard time stopping. Imagine the kind of mismatches this duo can create, both speedsters, both capable of making big plays downfield. And this pairing could be exactly what Washington needs to elevate their offense to a new level. With Olave on the field, the passing efficiency of the team could see a significant bump. Estimates suggest about a 15% increase in EPA per pass, which is a huge boost in today's NFL. And let's talk about the impact on the team's offensive statistics. Since acquiring Olive, the Commanders could see their yards per reception jump from around 11.2 to 14.0 yards, a nearly 20% increase in big play potential. That's huge, especially considering the importance of explosive plays in modern football. Not only does that make the offense more dangerous, but it also opens up the run game, making it more efficient by forcing defenses to respect the vertical threat. The Taylor Heinicke or Sam Howell-led offense could see a dramatic improvement, as Olive's presence creates more space for the running backs and tight ends to operate. Now let's look at some historical context, because it's important for us to understand the potential ceiling here. Remember how Stefon Diggs, moved to the Bills in 2020, transformed that team? Olive has that same potential to be a difference maker. His ability to stretch defenses and add mismatches could turn the Washington offense into a nightmare for opposing defenses. If he can replicate or even surpass some of the production he's shown in college and early NFL games, the Commanders could be looking at a season where they push for more wins, maybe even push into the playoff conversation more seriously. And speaking of playoff hopes, the odds are shifting. Right now, the Super Bowl odds for Washington are around plus 12-0, but with this kind of addition, that could easily move to plus 6-0 or better. Olive could be the X factor that takes the team from being fringe contenders to legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Think about it. The potential for about 9 more wins, a more dynamic offense, and a team that's hard to defend. That's not just speculation, it's a real possibility if this move pans out as expected. Looking ahead, the NFL landscape is shifting, and the Commanders are positioning themselves for something bigger. This trade isn't just about gaining a talented receiver. It's about setting a new tone, establishing a new identity that revolves around explosive plays, strategic mismatches, and offensive versatility. The division rivals, especially the Eagles and Cowboys, will need to respond quickly if Washington's offense starts clicking like this. Of course, there's skepticism, especially given the injury concerns with Olive earlier in the season, and the fact that Cincinnati is clearly in a rebuild mode. But that's what makes this move so intriguing. It's high risk, high reward. Cincinnati gets cap relief and draft capital, while Washington gets a potential game changer. It's a move that could define the rest of the season and perhaps even the next few years. And what about the immediate impact? Well, if Olive joins Washington now, he instantly becomes a key piece in their offensive puzzle. His ability to stretch the field and create big plays complements McLaurin perfectly. Together, they open up the passing game like never before, giving Howell or Heinicke a true deep threat. We could see the Commanders' yards per reception increase significantly, along with a boost in total offensive efficiency. Moreover, this move could also energize the entire team. Players love having playmakers like Olive on their side, and that kind of energy and confidence can be contagious. In conclusion, this trade isn't just a minor transaction. It's a strategic shift that could propel the Washington Commanders into a new era of competitive football. Olive isn't just a talent, he's a catalyst. His addition could ignite an offense that's been good, but not great, and turn it into a feared unit capable of competing at the highest levels. For Cincinnati, it's about rebuilding and future assets, but for Washington, it's about seizing this moment, maximizing their offensive potential, and making a real push for a deep playoff run. Now I want to leave you with this. As fans, this kind of move fuels our hope and excitement. The NFL is always about the next big thing, and Olive could be that for Washington. So stay tuned, because I'll be bringing you more updates, analysis, and insights as this story develops. Remember, the season is far from over, and with moves like this, anything can happen. Keep your eyes on the Commanders because the best is yet to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this move? Do you believe Olive can be the spark that turns this team into a legit Super Bowl contender? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This is a dynamic moment, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Keep supporting your team, stay passionate, and let's see how this story unfolds. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Commanders.